So I just got fired from the third time from my first client from YouTube ever, and I deserved it and I couldn't be more happy. Now let me explain to you guys something. When I say I just got fired as a real estate agent, essentially as a real estate agent, whether you do your job or don't do your job, once that transaction is over, you are in fact fired and you have to go out and find another client. So actually getting fired means that you did your job. So my first YouTube client, that client, I did 3 transactions. I just completed the 3rd transaction with that client in less than a year. So I want to tell you all about it. In this video, guys, I want to tell you how I got 3 transactions from one client from YouTube. I want to talk about how YouTube builds trust with those clients. And then also I want to talk about how you can do the exact same thing super easy in your market, no matter where you are, no matter your experience level, because the beauty of YouTube is that you just have to get on there and be yourself. Just like I'm doing right now, right? I'm just hopping on here and I'm telling you about something that actually happened. What's up, guys? My name is Will. So I am a Southern California realtor who stumbled up on YouTube, and I've been able to, make my first $100,000 from YouTube in less than 9 months. And on this channel, I want to tell you exactly how I did it, but also I'm just documenting everything I'm doing. So here's the deal, guys. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you subscribe, my promise to you is that I can only talk about stuff that's actually happening. So if I'm not closing deals from my videos, guess what? I don't have the right to be on this channel. So subscribe if you want to learn how I'm doing it and also apply that to your business. Okay, so today, guys, again, I'm talking about how my first client from YouTube, how I got them and how I did 3 transactions with them in less than a year. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So first of all, I think I mentioned this in another video, guys, that I'm on my 3rd iteration of doing YouTube. So if you've started and stopped multiple times, trust me, we're in the same boat. Right? I'm guilty of that. So I've done that. And after stopping for the 2nd time, we get busy. I moved on, but we call it reach outs, right? When you're in the YouTube world, I got to reach out. So I got to reach out from a client, and I thought it was a spam. I thought it was, a spam call. I thought it was a scam. And the guy wanted to meet on WhatsApp, right? So we connected on WhatsApp. We wanted to talk on WhatsApp. And immediately I said, you know what, let's hop on a Zoom call. Well, I got on the Zoom call and turns out it was a real person and they had a real story and a real need, right? So they were moving from a country called Laos, moving back to the US, and they were considering different places to live and came across my videos about Chino and Chino Hills. Okay. And again, this is a very young channel at this point, and I hadn't produced a video in a long time. So what does that tell you? That tells you that YouTube, your videos last a long time. And if someone is searching, YouTube is going to go out and find that person to serve that video too, right? So they came across my video. We had a call, had a great call, and they were very much so interested in my neck of the woods. So had a consultation with them, started a home search, and actually started to tour homes virtually with them. So it actually took 2 tries. So we had put an offer on one home, didn't get that one. And the 2nd home they just fell in love with, right? So they bought the home sight unseen. They had some family members come check the home out, but essentially I closed the deal, right? From YouTube. That was the first deal. From there, I was like, you know what? This works. And this is the universe telling me that this works and you need to go all in. So that's literally all I needed. So that sparked my YouTube channel growth. So after that deal closed, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let this pass me up. So I started being consistent, and I have not missed a video since September of 2025 is when all that happened. Okay. So that was the first transaction. Well, 6 months into being in that house, guess what? They realized that they needed a little more space. Okay, so they needed a little more space. So guess what? They reached out. Well, they were still watching my videos, so still consuming my content, even after they had already closed. And I found out that they were going behind me when I would tour these homes. They would go behind and go check out the properties, right? Without me, which is crazy, right? So they would check out the properties without me. And then they finally reached out and they're like, you know what, we saw a home that we like, we want to buy another home. Can you believe that I sold them another home without selling that first home? So I sold them another home. They wanted to take their time and move out. So they bought the next home less than a mile away, and they absolutely loved that home. But then guess what happened? Now they needed to sell the first home. So guys, within a 9-month period, I'm on my third transaction from one client from YouTube. And another reason why they kept coming back was, one, right, I performed. So the person that they saw on video was the person that they actually met in person and the person that could get the job done. So I was able to get them into that first home, able to get them into the second home, and now we're on the third transaction, the listing, okay? So like I said, YouTube builds trust. So them continuously watching my videos, seeing how I worked, built up a huge level of trust. And the third transaction was actually probably one of the most trying transactions because, you know, there was a lot of explaining that had to be done, especially since they would essentially be taking a loss because they owned the home less than a year. So there was there were some ups and downs. They wanted to price the home a little higher. We did that. And after a while on the market, you know, they were able to take my suggestions, and guess what? We got the home sold. So I guess the moral of this story, guys, is that one video that I made a long time ago, right, created an opportunity for me to have a conversation with a client that I would have never met, right? Like I would have never met them if I was just doing my normal business. I would have never met them if I was doing open houses, right? And what I like to tell people, guys, is that people are looking for you, right? People would work with you. They just don't know that you exist. So YouTube allows you to create these conversations at scale, but also those videos can lie dormant for a long time. And when somebody's looking for that content, guess what? They're gonna find it. And if you're being yourself, guess what? They're gonna connect with you. And that was my first thing. I was like, you know, this can't be real, right? Like these people can't be real. And then when we hopped on the Zoom and, you know, they asked about my family and there were some connections there, and, you know, they had some concerns about being in the area and working with someone like me to learn about the area, and things just clicked, right? So that was just an amazing experience. And you guys have probably had some of the same experiences in your business. You just have to take those signs and run with them, guys, because this doesn't just work for me. There's tons of other agents out there that this is working for. And I have no doubt that this would work for you, right? But there's just so many things that you have to get right. And there's so many things that I got wrong, you know, up until this point. So with that being said, if you're interested in learning more about how to make this work, because I have no doubt that if you're consistent and you look at all of the analytics, you know, if you do certain things in the right sequence, you'll get business, right? You'll get business. But I don't know if that's going to take you a year. I don't know if that's going to take you 2 years. I don't know, right? All I know is that my experience, all I know is that what I've learned after, you know, doing almost 100 videos, long form videos on YouTube, that's all I know, right? So what I'm doing is I've started a wait list. If you're interested in learning, you know, the how and the intricacies of everything I'm doing on this channel, on these videos to get people to reach out, go ahead and join that interest list, because once I get to 50 people, guess what? I'm gonna launch a community where I'm gonna teach you guys everything that I'm learning, okay? So what I want you guys to take from this video is that it doesn't matter which market you in, right? Like, I like to say it like this, guys. I'm in Southern California. This is the hard level, right? If you were playing a game, like this is the hardest level I feel like you could play on because of our prices and everything else that's going on in the California market, right? We don't have as many people moving here. We probably have more people moving out than moving in, right? So I want you to take that. It doesn't matter which market you in. It doesn't matter how big your following is, right? At the time, I don't think I had 500 subscribers on the channel when all that started, right? You know, this couple, they weren't looking for the most popular agent, right? They weren't looking for the best agent. For all they knew, I could not have sold any homes, right? That wasn't the conversation. They were looking for a real person that they connect with, and they wanted somebody that they could trust. And your videos build trust, guys, because whether you know it or not, you just being yourself, right? There's a level of trust, you showing up consistently. There's a level of trust that you build, and YouTube will make people pick up the phone, guys. It's one of those things where, you know, and most people watch you on TV. So right now you can watch your favorite show, but guess what? You can't pick up the phone and talk to the star of the show. With these channels, guess what? You can pick up your phone and they can talk to you, the star of your YouTube channel, right? And the last thing I want you to lead with is that you can be the person in your market that everyone reaches out to. So all of that is possible with YouTube. So if you're interested in being that person, interested in learning more about how to get transactions, get deals, you know, close your first $100,000 from YouTube in less than a year, go ahead and sign the wait list. Sign up for the wait list, guys. So if you've enjoyed this video, trust me, there are more success stories. So I'm going to keep bringing these types of stories to you guys so that you know, yes, you can do it too. So if you enjoyed this video, guess what? I know you're going to enjoy that video right there. So we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Have a good one.